Okay, what's up? So today's lesson is going to be on U2's Vertigo. It's pretty easy. It's not one of their harder ones, but let's go straight right into it. So our first chord is going to be is pretty much the same chords in different sequences, or even in the same sequence over and over again. So we're going to start here. This is going to be the main chord. There are two, okay? Two types of them. One is going to be, this isn't concerning the fret. So say we're on the first fret. We're never going to be here, but just to give you a point of view of what the first frets are going to be. So let me zoom in. Okay, so keep in mind again, these are not where the chords will be during the song. These are just the same type of chords. So for one, we have our first finger. Say this is the first fret right here. We have our first finger barring the whole first fret, and then we have you can play it two ways. You can have it the two fingers, or you can just do it with that one only, like half of your finger. I like to do it this way. It's easier to go up and down. But the important thing is you have to have on the third fret the D and the G string covered. And then the other one is going to be just shifted over. So this one, you're not barring the low E. This one now you're shifting it over, and you are barring the low E, and these got moved over. So now these are covering the A and the D. So. But remember, keep in mind, that's not where the chords are going to be. I'm just telling you those chords. So the one that's not hitting on the first one, the E, that's going to be chord A, and then chord B. And when I refer to what fret it's going to be on, I'm talking about the fret where the first finger is. Okay? So keeping that in mind, let's go dive into this. Okay, so our first chord is going to be the first chord that we just talked about. So that's going to be right here. So it's going to be on the 5th fret. Okay. And we're going to play it once and then carry it up to the 7th. So see, I'm only hitting once. Sorry, something just fell behind me. And so you can either play it and then take these fingers off. That's for easier purposes. So we're going from 5th to 7th. Or you can slide back down. You gotta really be really comfortable. So I recommend just taking this finger off. It's much easier. But I do believe he does up and down. But it should sound the same. So. You know, with the gain and everything on, you're not going to really hear it. So yeah, we do have a little bit of gain on. Probably I'd usually choose to use a little bit more, but I don't want to be too loud right now. So that's all we're doing. So we got our first two chords. And then we're going to come back down to the 5th, but we're going to go to chord number 2. So it's going to be. And then we're going to slide it down one. And then again. So it's going to be 5, 4, 3. So it's good. Okay? So you got to practice that a little. So that's kind of like the main chord progression, but also something that you really have to make sure that you're mastering is when you're gonna kind of when you're not this kind of scratch, because if you press down too hard, you don't want that, and if you press down too light, but it has to be right. So after you do, you come into this. So let me just show you what it's gonna actually be happening. So my hands are, look how they're not, that wouldn't be touching. Wait, let me get my camera. That wouldn't be touching. This is touching too much. But that's just right. See how my fingers are just barely touching it? Barely touching it. So, that's what you're supposed to do. It's just gonna be simple. Down, down, up, down, down. So let's go. Let me just fix some of this glare that's coming off on my thing. I'll be right back. Okay, so I can't seem to fix it, but because it actually snowed yesterday, so it got very what do you call it? It got extremely laid out today. But let's keep going. So after you do, now we're gonna go into the second part. So now we're gonna go into that first type of chord, but now we're starting on the 7th. And then we're going to slide to the 5th. And then the second chord type, but now on the 3rd. And then on the 5th. I'm just trying to fix it. Let me just try and see if that'll work. Okay, that's better. And then we're going to come back into the original chord progression. Okay, so now after we've done that and we've come back, we're into this again. Now instead of going to, we're going to do. So what I'm doing is, let me zoom in quickly. Sorry. So what I'm doing is I'm barring the E and the B on the 12th fret. E, B, and then on the B, 15th. I don't know why it's not. So. And then back into that progression. The second. And later on in the song, he will do that again, but it sounds a little bit different. And he does it in a different progression. But you can kind of just realize that it's the same notes when he gets to that part. So I'm not gonna go through that. But so now we come into the next part. Where, let me just go check my recording. Okay, so then he goes into, we come to this. Which is simple, just a D, A, and then this chord is on the first fret. We're going to have our first finger on the first fret on the G string, and then 2 fingers on the A and the D string on the second. And then we're going to come back up here, and remember I said we were going to use these notes again, and we're going to do the same thing, but it's going to be kind of different. So and then we're now going to go into something completely different. So it's going to be up here. Let me just zoom in my camera a little bit. One moment. Okay, obviously that's as close as we can get. So we're here on the 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th fret. So we're going to play the open G every time we do these three notes. So it's going to be G, first finger on the 17th fret of the B string, and then middle finger on the 19th fret of the E string, and then G, same finger. It's always going to be that finger on the 17th. And then we're going to kind of slide this over, and so now we're hitting the, on the 17th, also the E. So it's going to be, and then we're going to go back to the first one, and then a little bit quicker, and then we're going to play 1 fret below on the E, so the 16th. And then we're going to come back into this regular. So that's Vertigo by U2. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time. And remember to like and subscribe.